Hi everyone, I'm Peter from RADiCAL, and let me show you our camera options right here within RADiCAL. Let's get into it. So here I've got a scene, and as I look around, there are an absolute ton of these little wireframe objects. These are cameras, and these are all set up, they all do different things, they're all positioned differently. And at any point, when a camera is in the scene, there's a viewport button up here, and if I drop it down, I can jump into any of these cameras. So if I was to jump into camera 1, and there I can see how the camera is positioned, how it is framed, and I can also see the various settings that is within that camera as well. And to simply exit, I just click the exit button. When you've got a camera selected, you can also get a quick visual preview of this. This is all calculated in real time, so if I was to scrub the timeline as well, I can see how that camera is currently positioned. As I can see, it's just fit into the Falcon, but it is still quite blurred. That's because of the camera depth of field effect. Very easy, very great to use. It's very easy to bring in a camera as well, as I can just go to the camera tab, and there I have all of my camera options as well. So if I was to bring in a standard 35mm, I've then got my preview, and if I jump into pilot, I can frame it as I want. So if I want a nice sort of like locked off angle side view as Falcon arrives, maybe reposition it so it's a bit there. I don't know, I am not a cinematographer, as you can tell. All of these settings are adjustable, but the sensor size and the crop factor, that is affected for everything, but the lens type of the camera is bespoke and individual to the camera itself. Now, I have all of these cameras set up, but I can do something very cool with them. I can position them through a camera track. So what this will do is that based on your cameras within the track on the timeline down here, it will swap in between each of these individual cameras. So camera 5 will go to camera 1, and it will then go to camera 3, camera 4, camera 2, and so on. If, for instance, I don't like, so I want to drag this shot out a little bit longer before it cuts to this, I can just simply move it so it stays out longer. And if I want to bring in camera 2 a bit sooner, I can do that as well. It's very easy to change them as well. So these are not bespoke. If I want to change camera 1 here to camera 4, I can do that just like that. Now, all of these cameras are animated, and I'll go into a little bit more detail about individual keyframing in a later video, but I feel it's just important that that camera I brought in here, camera 1, with it being piloted and selected, I can then press the keyframe button down here. This will create a keyframe, and then if I move and position my camera, so this is actually the end position I want. If I then change it back to the beginning, and maybe adjust the positioning timeline here. Maybe adjust it just a little bit further as R2-D2 comes out. And then I can very easily slot that in. So if it's camera 1 here, add in camera 1. Actually, I want to swap that to camera 1, change that back to camera 3. And now when I view through the camera track, just added my shot just like that. And this is super great if you've got a complex scene, absolute control over the scene, and you want to have absolute pivotal blocking within your scene. And it's just that easy within Canvas.